to the Supreme God, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones. I humbly invoke for your divine guidance, divine love, divine blessings, for illumination, for divine oneness, divine bliss, divine health with divine protection, divine health, divine help, and divine protection. Thank you and fulfill. So good. Okay, so we will just do a revision today. Today is the last class of the season. Okay. So what did we study in the beginning of the season? We studied that God is the one who is in control of everything, right? He is omnipresent, omniscient, and he's present in everything. He is the one whose energy flows through everything in this universe. He is in every particle of the universe. He is in every particle of us. He's in every particle of the objects that we interact with, the experiences, whether it is subtle or whether it is gross. He is the one whose energy is running in everything. Um, in Hindi, they call it chalayaman, right? Or chalayaman means something that is moving, right? So he is the one that is that moving force in everything. Okay. So the in the beginning of the season, we did something about God. We wanted to know about God. And because all the practices that we follow in our daily life, we are spirits, rather we are astral beings. We are not from here. This human body is more like a spacesuit for the atmosphere that we live on earth. To live on earth, we need this spacesuit. For people like us, this is sort of like space, or this is sort of like an alien planet kind of thing. Okay, we are mostly not from here, but we are here for a particular purpose. And why why are we here? Because every jiva or every soul, jivatma, has to go through a journey towards that ultimate. And that ultimate is the creator of everything. And that ultimate is the one that is in every single particle of this entire creation, whether it is subtle or gross. Okay. So although we may know about all of these things, we've heard about this in multiple forums and about like from multiple people's mouth and everything, but why are we not able to apply this in our life? Right? We know that God is the one who is making us do everything. When I say making us do everything, so if everything was in my control, I wouldn't want to die at all, which means I would want to continue to keep living in this body forever. But why is it that I'm not able to live in this body forever? I'm not able to control aging. I'm not able to control what diseases come to me. I'm not able to control how people behave with me. I'm not able to control my what do you say, the foods that I like. I'm not able to retain everything within my power. Why? Because we have to understand that we are only an instrument of God. Okay, we are not God. We are an instrument of God. When we say we are not God, that is not our experience yet. Okay, when that becomes an experience, देखा जाएगा. Okay, but as of now, we have to talk about what am I today, rather than talking about what we are going to be later. If I'm going to be talking about what I'm going to be later, is that something that is motivating me to do something in my present? Yet, let's say I say that I am God, but is that motivating enough for me to sort of run my daily things and then not be in anger, not be in anxiety, not be in fear, or not be this, not be that? Why? Because that is not my experience yet. You may have a lot of knowledge. People may have given you a lot of gyan, but are you able to apply everything in your life? No. Why? Because that is not my level of consciousness yet. So the whole focus should be to think about or to accept what is actually happening in my experience today and focus on that versus think about what could potentially happen to me later, because future is unknown. So everything is in the now. So the now is far more divine and precious to me than something that is going to happen later. And let's not even focus on that. So what is in the present? In the present, I know that I am not in control of everything in my life. Everything. I mean, I can't say that something I'm in control and something I'm not in control. I'm not even telling that. I'm saying everything is not in my control. So if everything is not in my control, so what is this everything? I may probably want to wear a certain dress, but then as soon as I pick up that dress, I realize maybe it is dirty and I have forgotten to wash it. So if it was in my control, that fact that it is dirty would have already been known to me. So I don't know. I saw it. It was just revealed to me just before I started to wear the dress. So it was never in my control. So what I'm experiencing as of now is the only thing that is known to me. What did not come to my experience is not known to me. Okay? So, what did not come to my experience is basically not known to me yet. But who is this constantly supplying all these experiences to me? And the experiences that I am getting, is it the same thing that somebody else is getting? No, everybody is getting a different flavor of experiences. So there must be somebody who is basically running the whole show. Things like even, let's say I misplaced my specs somewhere. If it was in my control, I would exactly know where that specs was. So, and then I would go pick it up there because, yeah, like I said, I kept it there. So obviously it is me who kept it there, and it is obviously an act that I should remember. But after some time, turns out that I don't remember where I kept that specs. So why is it that when I only did that work, why can't I remember that action that I did? See, some of these simple things that if we analyze in detail, why don't I remember? So from a perspective of, am I in control? So when you start looking at it from a perspective of, am I in control? Then when you start questioning some of these things, then you start to realize, hey, I'm not in control. If it was me through and through, then I should have known everything. At least what I did. Okay, forget about somebody else. At least what I did, I should know. At least what I did right from my childhood till now. Every single detail I should remember. Forget about past life, this life, that life. Let's say that is not even my experience as of now. This life only, do I remember every single detail? So there are so many things that are not in our control. Yeah, there may be people who have great memory. But in general, even if a person has great memory, there are some things that they may not remember because they are not perfect. So who is the only one who's perfect? It is only God. So God is the one who is in control of everything. He is running everything. He is bringing us the experiences. He is bringing us the pose. He is making the pose act. The pose is behaving in a certain way because of him. We get good thoughts also because of him. We get bad thoughts also because of him. We get every single thing because of him. Now, the question is, now why do, so that was about God. So he is the one who is supreme, okay, the master, who is greater than our ego. Our ego thinks that we are great, I am superior. Okay, but yeah, I think to be very honest, ego is not comparing itself with God. Ego is not competing with God also. But who does ego compete with? It competes with somebody who's around us. It competes with a pose. Okay, it competes with the pose. It is not, I mean, real ego is not really competing with God. It's a, oh, yeah, I know God is supreme, but I'm not going to really work with God, but I'm just going to think that I am supreme. With whom? Yeah, with kids. With kids, I'll say that I am better than you, what I think is better than you, or maybe with some friends. So when we look at, and when we are not happy, who are we looking at? We are looking at somebody who's happier than us. Okay, so we are not happy because we are looking at somebody who is happier than us. So many of these things that we have within us are simply put called doshas. Doshas means you can, something like a part of a, let's say there's a, you are like a white sheet, and in that white sheet lots of black erasable spots are there. Okay, black erasable spots are there. These spots can be erased, but they are there. So the more the number of black spots, and what are these black spots? These are called cages or limited belief systems. It has just one word, it's called dosha. Okay, so these doshas make us actually uh, stand, I mean, we make us experience the pose, make us experience based on our doshas. So for example, if my on a scale of 1 to 100, if 1 is the least number of dosha and I have 100, obviously that much will be my experience, which means so many poses with the highest intensity will be literally pouncing on me. And if I have only one dosha, then far and few here, there. I mean, typically I'm always happy, but then somewhere here and there, some lightly something will come and then disturb me. So either way, see, things when you say doshas are simply things like if I if let's say I'm in some hierarchy of many gods, let's say I don't know as much as what God knows. That is also called a dosha. Why? Because that much of things are hidden. That much of thing is not known. That much of infinite. God is infinite, and everything below God is finite. Finite, or it is less than God. So if something is less than God, it obviously will be less beautiful than God. It will be less. It will know less than God. It will probably be less strong compared to God. So like that, you can think that everything less than God or everything in God's creation, okay, is always going to have that limitation, and it is called Prakriti. In Prakriti or in whatever God created through the let's say Maya, his female consort or his feminine energy. So the feminine energy herself does not get entangled in the Prakriti. Okay, she is like the one who is managing the Prakriti, but she herself is not going to be a part of it. Okay, I'm just saying like that. So she's the one who is like a manager of that Prakriti, but she may not be experiencing the ups and downs of the Prakriti herself. So which means she's not made up of the three gunas of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So through her, whatever creations happen, because it from God it flows to the feminine energy, and then from the feminine energy only everything gets shape forms, this that everything gets created. Things like even Brahma, everybody, all the creator, everything happens because the feminine energy is controlling everything. But the feminine energy itself is again a part of God. God, God's feminine energy itself is doing, but the feminine energy itself is not what do you say, affected by her own thing. Okay, so like that. So now this, uh, who has, so this is called Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So these are the three ingredients in which the entire creation is created. Okay, and here Sattva is like the highest positive state of being. Rajas you can remember, is more like a bridge. Tamas is more like the more of negativity, more of laziness, more of um, drag kind of thing in life, like less, something that is more less, something that is more less active, whether it is energy, whether it is in some form, some there is a lot less in many of compared to God, things are many a lot less, whether it is happiness, whether it is experience, whether it is this, everything, because of the quantity of tamas in the body, tamas in the being. It is not just body, it is more about the that jivatma's content. If it is more of tamas, then that will be the relative experience. What is rajas? It is more like a bridge between the sattva and the tamas. So a person who is having more of tamasic, rajasic qualities will probably have a lot of negative desires. In rajas, no, there's a lot of desire oriented behavior. Okay, that will be the attitude. So when they have a lot, when they have tamas also predominantly and little bit of rajas, so this desire based attitude will focus more on uplifting a lot of negativity within us. Now, if the bridge has desires and they are a lot more sattva oriented, their desires will be more of sattva related. It will be trying to bring up more of their sattva. Okay, so as long as there are desires in a person, there will always be that ambition, some form of thing that I have to go forward in life. I have to do this. I have to do that. So there is it operates from a sense of lack. Okay, although it is good to keep going towards sattva, we are like every day sitting and doing puja, or we are sitting and doing chanting. That rajas is only helping us to do that. The desire to want to keep going towards God or sattva or something like that. This is only doing. So it is okay to, instead of being a combination of these two, it is better to be a combination of these two from where we stand. Why? Because at least this will help you become disciplined in this area rather than in this area. Disciplining, like let's say somebody is disciplining themselves to um, malign people, disciplining themselves to strategizing a plan to overthrow somebody's prime ministership, or strategizing some plan to, let's say, spread bad rumors. Okay, here also there's a lot of work going on, but the intention and everything is basically going towards the tamasic side. There is no good to the world. There is no, everything is like harm based. There is a lot of sadness involved. A lot of such creations are going to happen. So these are called destructive creations. And here, when we do sattva and rajasic based desires, when they combine together, there will be a lot more promotion that is happening in the world. There will be a lot more good that is happening. But there will still be a lot of, what do you say, worldly related desires, worldly related. I'm going to help somebody. I'm going to do a lot of charity today. I know these people are very poor. I'm going to help them. So there is a lot of ego here also, but it is a lot more tamas, sattvic in nature. So it is better to be here than here. Okay, this is a relative comparison. This will help you. The more you go towards this state, it will help you get rid of these kind of behaviors. So let's say I want to go and I want to read Bhagavad Gita. I want to attend Bhagavad Gita classes. It's a desire. Why? Because you feel that, okay, attending these classes or reading these books or getting that kind of a knowledge is going to help me lead a better life. So there is a desire. So these kind of desires, or let's say I'm going to do 16 malas of jap today. And then you have that inner willpower to sit and do it. And let's say it happens also. And day in and day out, day in and day out, you're sitting and doing, sitting and doing, and sitting and doing. So these are also having desires. These are also coming from a place of lack only. But it is strengthening your sattva. So, see, it is important to remember that if these are steps, let's say tamas is a smaller step, then comes, let's say, the next step, rajas, then comes a higher step called sattva. To get to a state where you become desire free, and then you are walking a lot more towards God, a lot more towards, let's say, bhakti and all of that, you still have to do, you have to already have practiced a lot of sattva, even from a place of lack. It's okay to be in a place of lack, but this step is very important for you to climb before you go to the next higher step. You cannot jump from tamasic state to this state, correct? So it is like a simple common logic. So hence it is important to at least have that sattvic desires and implementing sattvic desires than saying, oh, I don't know, I don't have time, I this, I that, giving some reasons, all of that, it is okay. But let's say to a person may have, see, why would God give a problem? Or let's say, why would we be in a problem? Every single every single thing that you can ever think of, whether it's a problem, solution, object, situations, experiences, every possible behavior of a person, everything that your mind can perceive and grasp and whatever it can think of is already created. We are not creating anything. We are only experiencing it. It is already ready made. Okay, we are only going there and then experiencing it. That is all we are doing. So there is no problem in the world that has no solution. Solution is in a different frequency. Problem is in a different frequency. So if I have to experience a problem, I have to obviously be in that frequency. If I have to experience a solution, I obviously have to be in that frequency. If I have to, if I'm desiring a certain object, I have to be in the frequency of that object. So whatever I want as a desire, it should already be there and I have to already be in that frequency. So many times what happens is we may not get all of those solutions. Typically what we desire, some good objects that we want in life, some good experiences that we want in life, something better than what we already are. Let's say I'm in 100 frequency. I always will have a desire for something that is better. Let's say 101, 120, 130. I'll always have. And if I'm in 100, my mind will tell me that everything below 100 is always negative for me. Because let's say I may think that I don't want to drink coffee because coffee is, let's say, uh, it's not good for my health. If I, let's say, I think like that, or if I say I'm not interested in drinking coffee, if I say like that, somebody else may think that it is definitely better than drinking alcohol. Correct? So there is always a relative. What I think is right, somebody else may not think like me. So because I'm in a certain frequency, something below all the experiences, whether it's all the POSCs below me, I will feel that they are not for me. I don't want to experience that. And as soon as I start feeling those experiences, I will know, oh my God, I'm actually in my lower frequency because I have already experienced 100, no? So I already know how 100 feels like. And I'm always desiring for all of these all the time. Everybody is like that. Somebody is desiring for, we are always desiring for something higher. So something higher, to achieve something higher, it needs a lot of sattva. Like I said, it's in the higher step. To go keep going higher and higher and higher, we have to practice higher living principles or living conditions. So this is what was, God is in everything. God is the one who's controlling everything, including what thoughts come to you, what ideas come to you. For example, the way, what I consciously keep thinking is, let's say I forget something, I don't remember. Then I try to tell, in my mind, I try to tell God, God, I know you are the one who's controlling all my thoughts. And my intention is to remember that name, for example, because in my head, that face will be there, that person will be there, or their activities, all that will be like there as a memory. But that name only is not I'm not remembering that name. So I know that the source of that name is God only. So I will tell God, Please help me remember that name. It may come, it may not come. Depending on where my frequency is, if I'm in a higher frequency that day, I'm in a calm mood, whatever. Let's say I fought with somebody or I've been angry on somebody, I'm been upset about something. I've seen that gap between me getting that name from into my thought is usually it takes longer. So it is important to remember the higher the you are, the better you have a better connection with God. So hence, see, it is a very good experience because all that, like I said, where we are always desiring something higher all the time. So when we are desiring something higher, shouldn't we always try to keep going higher? And some to achieve something new, to keep going and doing something new, higher, is always going to be hard work. What you already experience is going to be easy now because you've already practiced enough to come here. Okay, you can't, everything in the lower step is now going to be easy for you. So it is difficult, it is hard to practice good lifestyle practices. It is not easy, but we have to follow it. Why? Because it is the right thing to do. Will you like to do hard work? Does the ego like to do hard work? We don't like to do hard work. We don't like to go through that stress and pain of learning something, practicing something. It's not easy. If somebody says you have to eat healthy, you have to sleep properly, you have to have a good sleep, you have to drink your water, you have to exercise, and then you have to think about good practicing good habits in your life. Then if you keep telling like this, somebody will say, oh my God, kill me. Will you offer chips also with this? It's like that. Okay. People don't like to do hard work. Why? Because anything new is going to be hard. Okay. So to remind you again, God is the one who's controlling everything in our life. So let us not forget that. And God is not somebody who's going to dance at our instructions. Yeah, there God danced to the tune of many saints in our past. In the past, when if you've known about Mantralayam, in Mantralayam, Raghavendra Swami's Brindavanam is there, right? So when before he entered the Brindavanam alive, right, he sang a song. When he sang a song, Krishna danced in front of him. Krishna danced in front of him. And not only him, he has danced to his gurus also he has danced. Why? Because they were all so pure. And Raghavendra Swami is none other than that Prahalada from Narsimha Avatar. So when in his first avatar itself, he was so surrendered that God ran to him and came. So imagine, in his third avatar, will he not come? He came in his second avatar also, he came in his third avatar also. In all the three avatars, God was with him. So that was that kind of personality. So, but to our tune, God may not dance. When we ask him something, or I want to remember something, he may not, he might probably be willing to give us, but are we in the position to receive what he's giving? Are we in that frequency where we can consistently be in that stable state of mind to be able to receive that instruction? May not be. So we may not be eligible yet to get those instructions. So that is why there is a delay. So, but we have a lot of restlessness. We have a lot of restlessness because we want quick results. Oh, I want to remember this quickly. Why? Because somebody is waiting at the door. I have to tell them something, or I have to immediately I have to share some gossip with somebody. And for that, I need this information. So lots of restlessness we have. Why? Because we love the world more than God. We love the spice in the world more than God, which is why we are so stuck. Because we don't love God enough. We don't know God enough. We don't agree with God enough. We don't uh, acknowledge His presence, His supremacy. We may say, oh, God is great, God is great. Yeah, He's everything. Go to mandir, go to puja, do everything. Yeah, but in our lifestyle, we don't practice all of these things. In our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day challenges, we are not practicing any of these things. So let's first remember that God is the one who has that hold over everything. And why do I get challenges and all of those things? Because my ego has basically gone through many lifetimes of experiences. And in those lifetime of experiences, a lot of belief systems have got formed. Why? Because when I say lifetimes of experiences, in these lifetimes, it is predominantly in the third dimension. Third dimension means I don't remember who I am, and I don't remember anything about God. So I've been leading a lifestyle more as a blind man, as a blind woman, and guessing why something could be happening to me. Okay, I've been guessing everything, and I've been analyzing and deducing patterns and hypotheses and all of those things. I'm cooking up some stories, and then I'm leading my life like that. And like this, not just this life, we've led many, 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 many lives like this, in taking different roles and responsibilities. So because of that, we have cooked up many stories, right, and led many lives. Even when we have done all this, then also God was in control of our life. But we have not been able to recognize many of these things, but we have continued to be concluding everything in our life. Even today, as I speak it also, even I do that. Okay, because I'm not perfect either. I understand some of these things, but that doesn't mean that in every single point of my life, I'm able to apply the knowledge that I share with you. Because even I have some, let's say I'm in some frequency, there are things which are beyond me that I am still uh, yet to learn. There are poses who are still coming to me, which I'm still not in acceptance, because I still am not in that level of consciousness to be able to practice acceptance for many things. But I can practice acceptance for many other things which I have already gone through in my life. So there will always be that relative gradation in everybody's life. Just because somebody is talking about spirituality doesn't mean they are perfect. We should not think like that, because we are just here to share the understanding that we have. And this, when we share all of these things, we are also learning from that, because this constant talking about some of these things is also a reminder to our own consciousness. It is like I am my own teacher. It's like whatever is coming from my mouth is heard by my ear, and then my mind is listening to that constantly. So in these kind of professions, especially when we are doing it because we are doing it for our cleansing, the objective is cleansing, then God will give us these opportunities to use this platform for our own cleansing. So we should use the platforms for self-cleansing like this only. So these things that we have, where we have challenges in our life, where we don't remember, or when we have health issues, where we have financial issues, where we have, let's say, behavioral issues from POSCs, all pose related challenges and other things, is because of our karma. And karma is nothing but a system. It is not like a written system or something. It is more like an unsaid energy pattern that is sort of going on, which is also based on a lot of our belief systems. So, because we have those belief systems, and those belief systems don't apply to us, let's say I'll call those belief system cages. Now, these cages are there within us. Why are they cages? No, initially it was not a cage. Now, let's say there's a belief system called A, and this belief system I made because I had to learn something in my life. For example, let's say I am learning mathematics. So I have a belief that when 2 and 2 are added, 4 will come. That is the result. Let's say, I'll also call that a belief system, because of certain principles in our life that we are sort of following. Now, what is happening is suddenly maths is not there in my life. What will happen? I don't have to remember all of those things. Then the same belief system will have to get expired. It will be expired. Maybe for this life, it doesn't apply. Okay. In this life, let's say I'm an illiterate. So all that is not there anymore. I'm just giving an example. Okay. This is not a great example. Okay, let's say it's a belief system, and that belief system I don't have to apply anymore for this life. Now it is a waste because it was used in, let's say, frequency number 98 in some life. I needed that experience. So I needed some cooking up stories and all of those things. All those stories I have actually made. And it also helped me come to 100. But now whatever I did in 98 may not work for me because it's a lower step that I've already crossed and I've come to 100. Now, when the POSC comes to show me that this 98 step there is some cages that needs to be removed from your life or it has to be detached, they will come and show us the same kind of behavior or it is related to that frequency. You will see that kind of a behavior, that kind of a expression in the POSC. The POSCs will actually be doing that. For example, let's say you are in 100, let's say I'm a very truthful person, but in 95 I was also telling lies. I'm just giving an example, right? So when I see people telling lies in my POSC, some pose is now telling a lie, I will be like, oh my god, you should not be telling a lie. And I can't accept the fact that let's say your child is also lying. You'll be like, how did I teach them how to lie? Am I scolding them a lot? Am I, are they in fear? Okay, see, we are analyzing the drama. This is how we are actually making more cages. So we kind of keep analyzing what is it that I am doing to this child that she is actually lying so much. And we go and again tell her, don't lie, lying is bad, the blah blah blah, all kind of gyan we give to the child, but she'll come back and she'll lie the next day also. I told you yesterday, I will not hit you. You tell me the truth. I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to punish you. You tell me the truth. I'm your friend. I'm like, whatever, whatever. But still, she'll come and lie. So, because we are outward focused, we forgot that the pose was trying to share what was within us. So, some of these things will have to be just understood like that. That what I'm seeing in them is there within me. A black dot or that erasable black dot is there within me, but I may not be able to focus on that enough yet. But the very fact that that pose is there in front of me shows me that I'm able to, what do you say, translate whatever I am seeing in front of me as this, she is lying, all of that, right? So I'm able to translate, so which means it is coming from that same programs that are already within me. See, if I'm able to recognize somebody talking Malayalam, it is because I know Malayalam. If I'm able to recognize somebody talking in Kannada and I say that is the language called Kannada, that they are talking in Kannada, that is because I understand Kannada, which means I have the script in my being. That knowledge is there within me. So what I have within me only I can recognize outside. What I have within me only is in my reality. What I don't have within me is not in my reality because that is a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of God's energy to create a pose, to make the pose do something that you can't even recognize. Imagine, will God ever do that? He will never do that. So, one thing that we should basically agree without questioning is what I have in my reality today is because of the karmic doshas that I have. And these doshas are not bad or anything. Bad means they are erasable. Like I said, they are erasable and they will go over a period of time, they will go. But today, when it is shown in front of me, can I deny it? I can't deny it because it is like a reflection. Something black in me is showing as black there. If I'm seeing something good in somebody, it is because that good is also there within me. That bad is also there, good is also there. Everything is there. But we can't deny all of that presence. So hence, we are practicing acceptance. We are not practicing acceptance for to make that whatever that is happening in front of us. We are not accepting the behavior. We are not accepting them. We are accepting what we see in them was because what was there within me. Okay, it's like you're switching the torchlight to yourself all the time, and you're saying, I don't have to understand that. You don't have to become too technical in this. You just have to say, oh yeah, okay, I'm seeing this. It is making me feel bad. Why making feel bad? Because it is, I've already crossed it. Okay, I've already crossed it, and hence it makes me feel bad. Hence it disturbs me. Hence it sort of shifts my center of gravity, or whatever you can call it. It hence makes me disturbed. Why? Because it is not here, it is here. Because if the belief systems that came in from the pose are here, no, it will actually match. It will make you go forward. It will sort of be very sattvic in nature. It will sort of be very promoting in nature, very progressive in nature. But something that is here is not going to be very progressive. It is not going to sort of align with you. It is going to disturb you and all of that. So you don't have to analyze what this is. You don't have to analyze. Even if I give you, because it is there in you, all that if I tell you also, you don't have to analyze it. Oh, what is there within me? See, even if you don't question, no, when you are ready, that thought will automatically come to you. See, that day this was happening, you did exactly the same thing, right? That thought will immediately come to you. You don't have to remember, because obviously I told you in the beginning of this class that thoughts are also not in your control. If you were ready, God would have already fed you that information. If you are not ready, don't struggle to go dig inside your head, because you can't find the mind that was not in front of you. God provides that information. Somebody is providing the information that we want to search, that we want to see, that we want to hear, that we want to read, or that we want to experience. It is there, but that won't come to us until we are eligible for it, which means our ego needs to be humble enough to accept it. Otherwise, what will happen? If you're not humble enough to accept it, you will go and then speak to your mind back and say, but that day what I did was, and you'll go say, see, for that only I did it. Defensive. We'll become very defensive and say, no, 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 that is wrong. What I did was right, but what I'm seeing here is wrong. So when we are not ready yet, when we are more resistive in nature, when we are not defensive in nature, God will not make the mistake of giving us those ideas. He will just allow us to go through that squeeze. Okay, it is important, right? Because they say, right, all the excess has to basically get removed from us. Excess ego, that fatty ego that we have, that has to literally be squeezed, and you have to go through that squeeze. And until that squeeze happens, it is not like the when we are not by this act of squeezing is not something God enjoys. Okay, he doesn't enjoy that, because he treats us like his. Imagine the highest point of love. Can he be like us? Can he be thinking like the way we think? Let's say if somebody has caused harm in media, we are, let's say, seeing something. Let's say somebody killed somebody in a very horrific way. Do you think we will go and support that killer? We may not support. Why? Because he may have done such a crime. But do you think God is like that? We can be biased. We can have such limited thinkings. But God is not like that. He is the highest point of love. So do you think he will love we getting squeezed like this? No, he will not love. He doesn't like us. But can't help it, because we are not ready for that next level yet. To to go to the next level, we need to be squeezed so that we can become lighter and then ascend to the next level. So with every such step that we climb, we are getting squeezed of the excess that we have, excess ego that we have, excess me, excess mine, excess I want, excess I don't like. excess expectations, all of that excess has to be squeezed. And when will that squeeze happen? When we will not have any information about what is happening to me, why it is happening to me. And what I'm trying to tell at that time, when you're getting squeezed, don't cook up any more stories, because whatever God is squeezing, we are bringing it back again. So don't try. When you're getting squeezed in life, allow it to happen. Allow it to happen. When we are looking at it from a big picture, when we get caught up in the drama of life, then we can't remember all this. Okay, we can't remember that this is a process that we are following. It is a spiritual growth. God is actually doing this for me. He's working for me. He's always fighting for my life. He's always there for me. We can't think all these things. We can't look at God's hand in everything, even in our suffering, even in our challenges. Like I said, we are not ready for the good that He comes. For example, let's say you have a child, and then of let's say these days children are sort of pampered, if you ask me. Even if they don't ask, we are giving them a dress for let's say every festival. Then they get dresses for their birthday. They get, then a party comes, and then she'll also give some money, and then she'll say, hey, see, take 2,000 rupees, buy him a new dress. Every time she comes, probably she's giving money. Like this, kids are basically getting spoiled. But during our days, what used to happen? We had yearly one dress, and that too, if bonus did not come in the factory, then that dress also would get postponed to next year, right? So we all have come from that state, and we have always been conscious of not making our parents spend more, extra. We came from that kind of state. And today we are expecting our children to understand that state, or become like us and have that understanding about parents' money, where to spend, where to not spend, how to think this is overspending, how to think this is like lavish. Do you think they'll get that idea if they have never led such a life? So, hence, if you give somebody what they can't appreciate, they will never learn from that. So, that is why we don't give, especially when we are not deserving enough to to appreciate it yet. Because God does not like us when we give our children all these pampering, right? When we keep doing all this pampering and like literally loading them, we are doing it for our satisfaction. I've seen many parents who go to office and all of that, and then they have a lot of guilt that I have not spent a lot of time with my children. Yeah, come and then shower some things to them, and then bribe the children. Do the children even know that my parents are actually doing it for me, or they are doing it for themselves? So they are doing it, they have to, because they have to feed that guilt that is already there. So but God is not like this, no? He doesn't want to keep pampering us, because He knows that if I'm pampering them, they will never turn out to be good, let's say, good citizens of this cosmos in future. They will never be teachers who can guide other people. They can never be devatas who can guide other jivatmas who are flourished, who are still human beings. They will never be that higher being, because a higher being means higher humility, higher appreciation towards life. So when we are, obviously we are being trained for all those things, isn't it? So God is actually a very good parent. So in our challenges, in our suffering, He is with us. He is with us, trying to hold us and walk us through those challenges. It is important for us to remember these things. At least we can at least think that we should remember. Let's say after the challenge, remember. Before the challenge, remember. Or during the challenge, you remember. At least try to remember. And remember that this is a period when we get squeezed. And this is temporary. Remember, we have just few years in our life. And God knows how many such lives we've already led, getting squeezed like this from one step to another step, squeeze, from one step to another step, squeeze. So this is a process that has been happening again and again and again and again and again till eternity. It will keep happening. So why are we trying to run away from that? We should ask ourselves. So at some point, we need to stop questioning why something is happening to me and just start accepting that there is something that needs to be squeezed out. These cages needs to be squeezed out of me. But how does it technically, how does it practically happen? Those challenges will be going on in our life. The feeling, the disturbing feeling will be happening in our life, but we have to allow it to happen. We have to allow it to happen as if with the idea that, okay, fine, I know, I'm getting squeezed. I know I'm getting squeezed. So good only know I'm getting squeezed. So it's okay, let it happen, let it happen, let it happen, let it happen. So we are just waiting for it to continue to happen. It's like you need to get the feeling of something good is happening in my life. Something good is happening for to me with this challenge. So these are the things that we have to remember, that we will always have to go through these challenges while going from a lower frequency to a higher frequency. There is no other choice. Okay. So hence we can't run away from these things. Hence, when we are practicing acceptance, these are the these are the explanations that needs to come to us. And we will hope, we will pray to God that please help me remember some of these things that I've heard in class, or that helps me accept some of these things that you bring to my life. And he's not bringing all these things for his joy. He's bringing all these things so that he can help us get over that, what do you say, that the dark spots that we have of limitation, dark spot of arrogance, dark spot of superiority complex, dark spot of jealousy, dark spot of anger, dark spots of expectations, having so many preferences in our life, all of those things. Okay, that we have to remember. Those are our limitations, and we are just trying to get rid of them. And we don't have to worry about anything. He will only walk us one step by one step, one step by one step. He will only walk us through all of these things. We just have to slightly be patient enough when challenges are happening. And there will be times when you will just have all this knowledge, it will keep coming to your head, you will remember also, but still you'll go and do the same thing that you didn't want to do. It happens. It happens. Accept that also. Accept that there are tendencies that are so strong within me that knowledge alone is not going to help. But at least you are able to recognize that. That itself is progress. You were able to recognize it and you still did it, it's okay. But at least you were able to recognize that it is happening. No. Over a period of time, you will also be able to recognize it and you'll also be able to follow it. You'll also be able to apply it. But wait, like I said, patience, 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 patience. Okay. So this is where acceptance comes in. So acceptance means, fundamental definition of acceptance is whatever is happening to me, and let's say the feelings and other things are coming out, no, those feelings are there for a reason. It was already there within me. The pose just came and triggered it for me, and you just let them go. They are not to be blamed here because they just triggered it, and what was already there, and they just showed it that it is there. See, there is a cage within you. You had actually practiced it a lot when you were disciplining yourself in a boundary. You created a boundary within yourself. Okay, it is called nigraha. Nigraha means you have disciplined yourself. We have to do this, we have to do this because it's the right thing to do. We do all of these things. Even today, we are following discipline for many things. So, those disciplines that we created for ourselves, for whatever reason, those only becomes our cage. It imprisons us when the purpose is over. So they are just coming to show us those things, but we may not be in a position to even understand what they are. So forget about understanding what they are. Just stay in that state. Just stay in that mentally. Mentally, don't trade your higher energy to blame somebody and go back to lower energies. Okay, don't trade your higher energy for a lower energy. Don't do that. Or at least intend not to do that. Or remember not to do that. Try to tell that I will definitely practice patience, acceptance, and strength, and I'll be empowered to stay here. It is like, imagine that you are in the center of a flood and you are holding on to a tree, and then you're standing, and then across you floods are just going. How bravely you must actually stand there and wait patiently until rescue comes. That is how you have to stand on guard. And initially, you may, like I said, you may continue to keep shouting, screaming, do this, that, whatever you usually do. But at least someday will come when you will be able to stand there. All those experiences will come again, and you'll say, enough, enough of fighting back. I'm not interested in fighting back. I'm not interested in throwing garbage at the pose again. I'm not interested to trade my higher frequency for this drama. It's like paying higher money and then saying I will go low. It's like paying money and going and drinking alcohol. People do that, no? They spend their money and then they go drink alcohol, they go do many things. Of course, when they are doing it, they are also at that frequency where they think it's right to do. So I'm not judging them. But what I'm trying to tell is, if you're in a frequency where you think that I'm not going to pay my hard-earned money to go drink alcohol and then spoil my own health, yeah, if that is also resonating with you, then that is what we are doing on a daily basis. We are going and then fighting, trading our higher energy by fighting back with the pose, either mentally or physically. So don't do that. Stay in acceptance, because it's difficult to stay in acceptance. It's not easy, but it's worth staying there. The growth is very fast. The growth comes very fast. Try to stay there. Okay. And then, so how should we live? So many people tell, right? I don't have the time to practice connecting to God and all of that. So God did not even talk about prayer or bhakti or anything until in Bhagavad Gita, he did not even talk about any of that kind of stuff until he came to the 12th chapter. He didn't talk about bhakti at all until he came to the 12th chapter. So what was he doing in the first 6 chapters? So from 6 to 12, sorry, 6 to 12, he didn't talk about bhakti until the 6th chapter onwards. And 12th chapter only, highest point of bhakti he will talk about. So what did he do in the first 6 chapters? He was only talking about what is our duty. And our duty is not running away from our responsibilities. As a mother, you cannot run away from your responsibilities. As a wife, you cannot run away from your responsibilities. As a teacher, as a whatever, you cannot run away from your responsibilities. But how do I know what's my responsibility? You'll feel this is the right thing to do. But we may experience some things like boredom, irritation, frustration. I don't want to do this. Why are they not doing it? Why am I doing it? All of this egos cages will continue to come to us. Okay, we'll continue to keep facing along with our duty. So when we try to say, oh, let them also come and help me. Let them also do, let them do this, let them do that. Why should I alone do? I'm going to office also. I'm doing at home also. I'm doing cooking also. I'm taking care of kids also. But yeah, they are not doing anything. Our husband is not doing anything. He's sitting and watching TV. All of these things are very, very common let's say in a lady's life. But didn't we only opt for this kind of life? Our soul journey has come like that. So maybe we wanted to be a slot. We thought we were stronger, and that's why maybe this has come. I mean, all said and done, we have a life, and that is chosen, and that is already something that we have received as a. Uh, we believe that that is the way forward spiritually in our life. So, which means it's happening to us for the right reasons, isn't it? We can't question some of these things. We can't question why some things are happening. Like I said, it's not in our control. And at least it's not in our conscious control. But maybe when we were in a higher state, then it may have been spoken of to us, and then we may have agreed, and all of that might have happened. We don't know. I can't even prove it. But all I'm saying is, whatever is happening in our life is specifically created for our particular growth, for how much of squeeze we have to go through in our life, how much excess we have in our life, and that much of squeeze we may have to go through. The lower frequency we are, the higher squeezes we will have. Can't help it. But in future, see, how do we even remember our past life? How much of squeeze we've ever had? Today, see, we have a house. I mean, most of us, I believe, we have a house. We have something to eat. 3 meals a day, we have food to eat. We may have a good bed to sleep. Some basics we have, no? But there are so many people who don't even, who fight for basics, who literally fight for basics in living. So we may have already crossed all that, isn't it? We may have got squeezed, literally bled dry there also. I'm sure we have faced a lot of challenges. But today's challenge feels a lot more than what, why? Because we are comparing ourselves to somebody. If we compare ourselves to our past lives, I'm sure we will say, oh my God, no, I'm not going to complain anymore. Because in our past lives, I'm sure we have had a lot more challenges. Always, no? You always see in, if they have explained about some saints' past lives or anything for that matter, they have always spoken about the challenges that they had in the past that was far more than the challenges they had in the future, in some past, in the future lives. It has always gotten better, and gone forward. And maybe at some point they attain self-realization. If you have read such a story, then things will improve. So don't think that this life also you won't remember someday. So let's accept that the squeeze that we are having, that we are going through, is necessary. So practice acceptance to the feeling, which means don't react. So acceptance means no reaction, no trying to run away from it. Don't try to shoo it away. Don't try to shoo the feelings away. Don't try to hide from it. Don't try to react to it. It's important. It's important. Try. I'm saying try because we don't know whether we will be able to apply it or not. When I say try, means keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. So what is our duty? Our duty is to keep trying and giving our best to whatever you are supposed to do. And you will know what you're supposed to do. So don't get carried away in all your likes, dislikes, preferences, expectations. Because then what will happen is you will be trading yourself to go to lower frequency again. These are the ticket to the lower frequency. So don't take those things. Don't say that I want expectations. I want to practice expectations in my life. I want to practice likes and dislikes and preferences in my life. Can I go down? Can I go to lower frequencies? Try not to trade like that. When you have the awareness, hold on to yourself. If possible, try to breathe. Try to slowly breathe 3-4 times, 10 times. The deep breathing that you take, focus on the deep breathing at that time, and then your reactions and your ideas at that time, all that anger and all that things will actually help you come back to the center, and it will help you remember these all the points that we are talking about here. Okay, so practice acceptance, because what happens when you practice acceptance is you were holding on to that cage, you were a prisoner of that cage. Okay, as if that feelings that you were trying to hold on to, no, those feelings were a prisoner of that cage. So now when the feelings are trying to experience, means it is going out from you through your chakras, it is going outside. So allow it to go through your chakras outside, because chakras can take in, it can also release. So release means those things are actually exiting you. Whatever we experience is exiting. Those actions, those emotions are getting translated. So let that get translated into some daily actions or anything that really is not very significant. Just go on with whatever life you're whatever is happening in your life. Just ignore that and just keep going on. I know it's difficult. What is difficult is the pose that is above you. You are not yet, it's not easy. But the pose below you, you've already done it, no? It means you've already practiced many things. You are good at this. You just have to believe, I'm good at this. I've done this in the past. I will keep doing it again and again. I'll keep doing it again and again. I'll keep practicing. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to just keep going. So don't expect outcomes. I did. I tried, but still this was only happening. This is only happening. Don't say that. Obviously, we have not yet reached fully dry to go to the next level. So we are still getting it. Okay. So squeezing is necessary. So God is trying to squeeze. No, that is why it is coming out. Those cages, let them get crumpled like this. When he squeezes like this, the cages will get crumpled. Whatever is inside the cages will come out, and we have to allow the cages to come out. Those feelings, the hateful feelings, the whatever feelings are coming out, let it go out. Oh, I don't want to engage in that again, appa, again, cage, again, squeeze. Like that vairagyam has to come. Vairagya means that detachment from I don't want to go through this again and again. Let it happen once and for all. Now only let it happen. Why should I keep carrying this? I mean, isn't it enough of experiencing these things again and again and again? Why am I even like holding on to it by reacting? See, it's like a mother tiger. Mother tiger will defend the child when another predator comes. So when we see the POSC as a predator, we will try to defend our cages like as if they are our children. Okay, we should not defend because pose is coming to trigger, which means he's helping us grow. And the pose is he looks very ugly and dangerous and very irritating and frustrating. All that will happen within us because that is what is inside. He is reflecting what is inside. If it is black inside, he will look black. Okay, so like that, we need to bring all of this knowledge and practice acceptance. Okay, because and after acceptance, we can't change ourselves. Okay, we can't change ourselves because the change comes only when we go to a higher frequency. We have to allow it to happen. That's all is our job. We have to allow it to happen. That's all is our job. Automatically, we will go here, no? Then whatever is the experience there will automatically come to us. Okay, this is not something that we are trying. What we don't know, how can we bring in our life? Something is in 100 frequency. I am in 98, let's say. How do I bring 100 here when I don't even know what's in 100? Isn't it? So ego cannot learn or do anything new. It cannot bring a new skill inside. It cannot practice anything new that it doesn't know. So allow the new things to come inside you. It is like the entire universe is inside you. All that we are doing is removing the mal on top of it, removing the avidya that is there, removing the limitations that are like the dust that is there is being removed. That's all. Once the dust is removed, everything will start to shine, no? That shine is equal to what you desired only. Whatever is shiny objects that you wanted in your life, you just had to clean up, that's all. So don't run behind anything. What you want is already within you. That is what God is trying to tell you. You just trust me. God is saying, you just trust me. Just accept whatever comes in your life. Don't take it personally. Allow it to happen. I know some of the discomforts and challenges that comes because of that is something that you have to go through because you have to get squeezed off your cages, of your limited belief systems, and whatever is in excess as an ego will have to go because those challenges will make us more humble. It will make us turn towards God. It will make us remember who the Supreme is. It will make us remember that I am not in control. It is important to remember all this that I has to go. I will do this. I can control it. I know what to do. All of this I will go off. When we are squeezed, all that I-ness will go off. That much it will go. Okay, so that is acceptance. So what are we doing when we're doing karma yoga? We are basically doing our duty. Whatever is the right thing to do your duty. Don't expect any kind of preferences don't expect any outcomes that you prefer. All the outcomes are part of the syllabus, and you cannot run away from any subject that is part of the syllabus. You may like maths, you may like science, you may not like languages, but still having language come to you, you have to learn it, you have to pass the exam. So think of it like that. All outcomes are part of the syllabus, and if I have to pass this exam, I have to study all the outcomes. I have to experience all the outcomes. See, it's just enough to be mentally ready for all outcomes. It's just enough. But what comes is according to our karma, whatever has to come, wherever we have to be squeezed, that thing only is going to come. So accept that it's all like a prasadam, and I am offering my duty to God. Will you offer a rotten apple to God as a bhog for Naivedyam? Will you offer something? Let's say you have an option to, let's say, buy a small coconut or a nice healthy coconut. What would you typically feel? You may say, I know this is cheap, but I think if I'm offering it to God, I'll give something that is good only. And then you'll probably take a better coconut. And because you don't know, maybe all these small coconuts may also be spoiled inside. So you'll always want to give something good for God. That is our general understanding, common sense. So when you are offering your work to God, your duty to God, so that is what is called karma yoga. I am merging with God. I'm merging with God. I'm merging my mindset with God, for God. Okay, I'm in union with God. I'm going to rather I'm working on a union to be with God, something like that. Okay, so in my karmas, in my duties, do it for God. Or even if you don't have the concept of God in your head, just it's enough to be duty minded. I'm going to do my best. What happens to the outcome, I don't care. I'm going to give my best. Tomorrow I should be able to touch my heart and say, right, I should be able to put my hand on my heart and say, I gave everything. I did everything that I could possibly do. That's it. There is nothing more I can do. Are you able to say that? You should be able to say that. That is your goal. Your goal is, I have done every idea, everything, every hard work, every this, every that, to do this duty, and that's it. Be happy with that. That satisfaction that you get, that abba, I don't have any regrets, that is a pure joy. That is called contentment. That sense of contentment that you get after you do your duty, and that satisfaction that you get is so precious that you will not get that feeling even when you get the outcomes that you want. But along with that, you get the outcomes that you want, you'll actually be even more happy. But if you get the outcome that you want without this contentment, you'll actually not be very happy. It will be very short-lived. So that is why we are saying don't have preferences, because having preferences is a lower frequency state compared to having no preferences. Understood? So having no preferences is a higher state because you are allowing, you are expansive, you are saying everything, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam kind of thing. It's like you're saying everything, I'm okay for everything because I am the universe kind of thing. In the universe, everything. So how can you actually say I can be, will God ever say, I like this, I don't like this, I like this part of the creation, I don't like that part of the creation. I like only these set of people, I don't like those set of people. Will God ever say that to his own creation? He will never say that. So like that, you should try to practice whatever God's nature is. See, when we do Vishnu Sahasranama, or when we do Lakshmi Sahasranama, or let's say Lalita Sahasranama, or any of those things, Saundarya Lahari, all of that, what are we actually talking about? We are talking about the nature of those divine qualities. What are those divine qualities that these characters have? And when we constantly chant those divine qualities, and then when we constantly ponder over those divine qualities, it is nothing but you putting energy in the same divine quality that you also have within you. Because the same God that you're chanting about is also within you. So, which means that part of the energy is going to come out from within you, which is why we do all of this chanting, which is why we constantly focus on God's nature. That is why we, whether it is whoever is your deity, when you talk about their good nature, when you read about the stories that they came into with their disciples or with their bhaktas, right? The amount of respect you have for them is so huge. How humble, how kind, how compassionate, how loving he is. Even though this person had so much of ego, he still came for him. He came for his help. He did this, he did that. We are able to relate to all of those kind of beautiful qualities that they have, no? That same God is within us. So shouldn't we talk about the same qualities that are within our God also, within the person who is inside? So which is why we chant, which is why we do all of the Nam Jap, when we chant their name. Because name also means something. We may not have spent enough time to understand what is Rama, what is Krishna, what is Shiva, what is Lalita, what is this, what is that. We may not have paid attention, or we may not, that kind of knowledge itself may not have come to us, but somewhere know that they are all very divine, they are all very precious, they are all very high energy stuff. So when we focus on high energy stuff, that will automatically come within us. And that is why keeping in touch with some of these things is very important, is what we said. Okay, now you say, oh, I'm very busy, I don't have time to think about God, I don't have time to go for God only, I don't have time. Huh, but yeah, but you're interacting with God on a daily basis. He is making you as an instrument on a daily basis. You can't run away from God. Mind may not be aware of God's presence, but God is not there only, no? You may not remember, you may not think about him, you may not be aware of him, but he's still there, constantly living you, breathing you, talking you, hearing you, hearing, making you hear, making you talk, making you breathe, making your eyes see. Everything is already being done. So someday knowledge will come, and then, oh my God, he was always with me. That knowledge will come. But so if you're in that state where you still don't have time for the acknowledgement of God in your life, all that you have to do is do your duty, do your duty like as if you are an ambassador of life. For that role, you should be the role model. Try to be a role model for that life, for that role, and just say how perfect this role can be. We only will make it maligned by having expectations, likes, dislikes, all of those things. So don't trade yourself to go to a lower energy. Instead, see if you can actually be able to impress God in the same duty that you're doing. No puja, no this, no that, nothing. But can you be a mother, selfless mother? Can you be a selfless wife? Can you be a selfless this? Can you be a selfless that? Where you are not working for your ego, but you're working for something for the highest good of, let's say, doing for others. So when you are able to put your heart on your hand and say, I am able to do this, I did everything what I thought was right. Whatever is right, I'm able to do. I did not rather run away from my responsibilities and all that. As much as possible, you don't have to look for me time and all of that. There is no me time. What is me time? Many people ask, what is this me time, me time? Me time is always there in our life. Me time means ego time. But me time, when you think think about it from a right perspective, working for God is only me time. Who is me? I am not the body. So obviously I am not this body is me. Me is not the body. So me is beyond the body, something that is inside. So if it is me time means it's spending time for God, spending time with God, isn't it? So when you are actually seeing God, when you're with your children, I'm going to do all of this child's work, irrespective of whatever karma comes to me. The child may throw tantrums, all that squeezing can be happening parallelly, but let me do whatever is right. It doesn't have to mimic the same attitude, no? Whatever I'm seeing in somebody, I also, let's say child is throwing tantrums, I'm also throwing tantrums, I'm also crying with the child, I'm also fighting with the child, I'm also shouting with the child. Now, what is that? Is that called duty? No, we have to actually not be the same person that you comes very naturally to you. Try to be somebody higher because you obviously are growing, no? So, as much as possible, do your duty without any expectation of preferred results. Be mentally open for everything. I may cook something for my child, but the child may not like it. The child may like it, the child may throw it, the child may vomit it, the child may be ready to eat it, and let's say grandma comes from her house and gives something, and then your cooking will become a waste. Let's say all that you cooked for your child is now going to be a waste because now the child wants something else that grandma made, some sweet. Let's say I'm just giving an example. That also you should be okay with. You should be okay. This is also a part of the outcome, a different outcome. So imagine how many possible outcomes can actually happen. Be okay. This too is okay. This too is okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like that, you need to be. And like that, only you'll get peace in your life. You cannot, otherwise, no, there is no peace. If you're running behind ego, trying to feed the ego, making it happy, trying to rather make it more fat, God will squeeze. It will squeeze everything from our personality so that we can become humble. When we are humble, we will be only stick and bones. I mean, from a energy point of view, I'm saying. So we will be literally dry. Okay. So very important principle. No doership. I mean, as much as possible, even before we practice no doership, it is very important to practice letting go of enjoyership. Letting go of enjoyership means having claim on the outcomes that that this is my outcome, I want this outcome, I want this outcome, I want this outcome. We should let go of that first. Because if God is controlling everything and He's the instrument, obviously He's making you do, and He's only the person who's also enjoying the fruits of action. It's His. It's like He's the owner. If the owner grew something, let's say you are the Mali, owner made you plant some mango trees. Does the mango become yours? You did everything to grow that mango tree. He gave the manure. I mean, all the money came from the owner. Manure came from the owner. You are working for the owner. Everything is owner. And now you are saying this mango is mine. Will that even work? I'm going to take all these mangoes to our house because I grew them. Will it work? It will not work. So this is what we are doing on a daily basis. We should not do that. Every bad experience, every challenging experience that comes to us is because God wished that we need to become humble. That is why they are coming to us. Every good experience that comes to us is because God wants to, let's say, pamper us. He wants to kiss us. He wants to hug us for some time before squeezing us. So that's why it comes. Okay, as a parent, we do both. We also punish our children. We rather we are strict with our children sometimes because without discipline, children will not learn how to live their own life. And if we are not able to discipline children, again, because of karma. our own karma. They can't discipline, which means such children are not there. When children are there to listen, yeah, you earned it. That's why it came. So you can't even say, you don't blame yourself. That's why I'm saying just do your duty. Whether the results align, whether the results, you may have done great work to maybe discipline your children, but then ultimately they did not get disciplined. That is not your fault. Yeah, you need to just accept it. And because there was some karma involved there. Okay, some of these things. Now, any experiences that come to us, go to God first. Just leave it to God. Because to practice acceptance, we need to be able to stand in that flood, holding on to that tree called God. That's it. Hold on. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Imagine yourself when trash is coming towards you like this, bad energy, rather all the negative energy is like literally churning in your head. Just hold on to the tree like this and say, I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to let go. Just just hold on to God. If you want that, if you want to stay in that state, and it helps you chant during that staying in that state. Chanting is not to make it go away. Please remember that. Chanting is to have the strength to stay there, to be able to accept and stay there. Okay, like that. Okay. So just leave it to God. If any disrespect is happening to you also, leave it to God. If somebody is disrespecting you, it means they're disrespecting the God within you. Because that disrespectful attitude is there within you, it showed up in front of you. Now what is happening? That person, that pose is trying to show you that there was disrespect within you. If you stay quiet at that time, I mean, when you stay quiet, it doesn't, people will ask probably, see, if somebody is disrespecting me, don't you want to tell them that you're disrespecting all that? Don't you want to like educate them about it? Yeah, all that maybe we'll be doing in the initial stages. We keep doing all that. But when this acceptance actually sinks in within you, you will know that it is actually happening for the right reasons, because whatever I have within me is probably that. So what you will do is you will just stay. Oh, who am I in this ego? The ego wants respect from this person. It's okay. God already is respectful. He's already getting the respect. So ego doesn't need any respect. And then you just leave it. You just leave it. You let them disrespect. Yeah, who cares? Just laugh it off and just take it easy, because you know that if you just leave it, no, squeezing is happening. If you allow it to happen, let the squeeze happen. Good only no for you, you'll actually go to higher energies. Okay? So don't give up on your higher frequencies all the time. Don't give up on those higher frequencies and those higher positions. Don't crib about your life. Ayo, this is happening in my life. Don't, what do you say? Constantly keep throwing out. It's very common for many people, or let's say as human beings, it's very common when we are suffering something, no, we'll want somebody to listen to us and say, Ayo, Papa. It's very comforting when somebody says, Ayo, Papa. But I'm saying that when you when you talk about your own challenges and bent it to your own pose, who brought you those things? Maybe somebody brought you and then you want somebody else to hear it. It's the same cycle. You're just throwing back your reflection into the thing. It doesn't work. What is the point? You're saying that I want to keep what I have within me. By ego wants ego wants comforting words at that time. It wants to be hugged. It wants to be cuddled. It wants to be a yo papa, self-pity, all that ego wants at that time. Remember, all of that is called resistance and lack of acceptance. We can't live like that, because we don't want to hold on to this, and then the ego wants to hold on to it. So let's allow it to happen. So resist the urge to go and talk about your problems to other people, unless you are working with a teacher, a guide, or somebody. You don't have to tell your problems to other people, because they are in no way responsible to heal you to make you do anything except for saying Ayo Papa. If you want Ayo Papa, yeah, that is what you want to do, which means you want to keep your problems. So no need to vent about your problems, no need to gossip about others. Don't talk about others' problems also. If you're talking about others' problems, of course, remember that the more connections you make in life, okay, the more Vishay Asakti, they call it Vishay Asakti. Vishay means in the sansa, in the world, we have lots of matter, lots of information. When you are very curious about lots of matter, when you're curious about lots of information, the more information comes to you, that much more cages you are willing to make. It's very important for you to understand this. The more connections, for example, let's say you are in a, you just went to the gym. I'm just giving an example. I went to the gym. Now, let's say it's a room where nobody's talking, but then you're very uncomfortable with that silence. And then somebody's sitting there. Hi, so what did you have for breakfast today? Casual conversation. Yeah, it's not very harmless. But that is something that you just picked up. Now, what will she say? No, yeah, I couldn't make anything at home today because we were fighting, at home. Because something, some story will start there. Now, as soon as you heard that story, are you having the stable state to not actually do some judgment about it? No, we always do judgment. Judgments automatically come. So they say that it's better not to go and poke your fingers at anything that is unnecessary. Don't. Imagine that they're all uh, like some puddles, slushy, muddy puddles of water. Don't go touch that water unless you want to become dirty. It's better because the more you engage in um, general stuff that is not really useful to you, they will come back at you. It will become yours. So try not to do that. If somebody is already gossiping and you are in the conversation, you don't have to put anything more into the conversation. Yeah, as it is, you can't, let's say, run away from that place also. Yeah, elders, this, that, all such setups will be there. So if you can't run away from that conversation, at least don't contribute into the conversation. And then you can maybe keep chanting at that time. And you're sitting there because you have accepted that this is my karma and that is why I'm facing it. I'm going to stay here and then I'm going to keep chanting. Yeah, let it happen. Let it happen, kind of thing. Okay. So don't engage in petty conversations, cheap conversations, and all of those things. So we should just listen. See, what I'm saying is if you can't get out of that, yeah, if you can get out, yeah, please walk out. If you can't get up, if you can't get out of some conversations, mentally are you engaging in the conversation? That is what, see, mental engagement is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about physical engagement. Physically you may be there, but mentally you may actually be with God also. So mentally be with God. Mentally don't be a part of the conversation. Mentally don't contribute into the conversation. But if you and one more person are the only two people and somebody is constantly bitching about somebody, constantly trash talking about somebody, what can you do about that? Dare to walk away. If you say, like recently, what happened, like my daughter had a acquaintance. That person was constantly talking about their life, their life. They were talking about their life, and it was all unnecessary details. And then also trash talking about somebody else that is, let's say, known to both of us, known to both of them. Then finally, my daughter piled up the guts to go say, enough is enough. Please don't talk about your own life to me. And also don't talk trash talk about other people in front of me. After that, things have become very silent between both of them. There is no conversation. And there is hardly any, apart from, let's say, the whatever duty that they are supposed to do for each other, right? That's it. Only work. Whatever work stuff is happening, that much is happening, but not extra. It's okay. So I told, she was like, so yeah, so there's a lot of cold. It's very cold between us now. So I said, she was like, it's okay. Yeah, I know this was coming. I knew, I expected this. It's okay. Let it happen. So this is called acceptance, staying in that state. You're not trying to, I want to make them be okay. Sometimes we tell them all of these things, but then we also want them to continue to keep talking with us nicely. That will not happen. Accept that state also. Whatever you took, the right decision was there. Okay, fine. Accept the consequences that come with that also. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever happens, it is what was supposed to happen. Whatever is happening also is like was supposed to happen all the time. So let it happen. Like I said, we are only experiencing what has already been created for us. We are not doing any change in the situation. Like God has already created all these experiences. We just are going and experiencing it because our karma needed it. Okay, so you can't escape it. So let it happen, let it happen, let it happen. Then when God resides within me, keep it like a temple as much as possible. Whenever you have the awareness, when you don't have the awareness, of course, we don't have. When we have the awareness, God is residing within me, my heart. I can't bring poison into my heart. I can't have bad feelings for somebody inside my heart. I can't have poisonous thoughts for the people inside my heart. I'll at least try to have compassionate thoughts, kind thoughts, good thoughts. If such a thought comes to you, see how she's doing. Very, very, very mean she is. Very this, very that. All that thoughts will come. Just say that, yeah, I know I have all of these thoughts, but yeah, now I want to give importance to God that is inside me. Then it'll all calm down a little. Okay, it is like you're acknowledging you have all of that bad qualities. It's okay, I have. But that acceptance I'm bringing, I'm not reacting to it. Okay, then before, if let's say challenges happen in your life, first turn towards God, not towards any human being. Don't go to human beings. Don't go to any human being. First go to God. How do I go to God? Just think about Him. Just say, thank you so much. I know that you're trying to squeeze me. I know it's difficult. It's very difficult to stay in this experience. I know it's happening for my good only. I know that. But give me the strength to go through this situation. Stay with me. Because if you stay with me, I know I can feel a little more better. I can get the strength to handle the situation, to face the situation. That's all. Ask him to stay with you. Ask him to give you that strength because you're not denying that experience. You know that it has come to you for the right reasons. So all that you're asking is be my support, be my strength, stay with me. That's all. So have conversations with God like this. See, the more you have a companion like God with you, you will be okay to go through any challenge in your life. Challenges are not challenges are not the enemy, if you ask me. Our perception to that challenge is the enemy. When we feel low about that challenge, then we can't face it. So let's have a strong companion and then we'll be facing it, okay? Then don't try to spread rumors about anybody. Do you know anything properly? It's like when you spread rumors, imagine you're talking about your own pose, and pose is reflecting you. If you talk about yourself, if you spread rumors about yourself, about your own POSC, don't you think it's going to come back to you? It will come back to you. We are only seeing a reflection. So, to your pose only, if you give your own whatever peace of mind, it is going to come back to you because it's rumors. You're talking rumors about yourself only. It is about your belief system. You are intensifying that belief system about yourself. So don't talk about rumors and don't gossip from your side as much as possible. At least when the awareness is there. Sometimes we get carried away in some gossip. We don't even know that we are there like that. Yeah, but let's think that that karma was necessary. Okay. Then think from a place of knowledge. If you have the awareness, practice it, apply all of the things that we are talking in class. Do not hold on to grudges, resentments. if you have about other people, remember they are all poses. It came, all those experiences came after the approval of God. Okay, it was approved by God before it actually came to you. Why? To squeeze us. So, and why we are getting squeezed? Because we are not humble enough. That humility is necessary. In many areas, humility is necessary. Otherwise, we are fighting for many things. Okay, so do not have bitterness. So before bitterness takes that place, let prayer take that place. Let God, connection to God, take that place. If you have bitterness in your heart about something, just say that I'm going to replace that with prayers. Whenever that bitterness comes to your head, just start some chanting. Imagine that you are overlapping that bitterness with God, like bread butter jam. Okay, let's overlap that bread with some jam or something, no, something like that. Okay, then I just noted down some points. Okay, yeah, like I said, don't speak about your challenges too much with anybody. Let's say you have some pains. What is the point of talking about those pains? Pain, let's say today, if there is pain in your whatever, some part of your body or something, that is coming obviously because of karma. Those pains have been necessary, and when you're experiencing pain, it means that those energies are getting released. The painful energies that you had are actually getting released. It was already triggered by something that you are not aware of. It got triggered also, and the pain happened, and now the pain is actually leaving your body. So when you are ready, the right tools for you to handle that pain also will come. But for now, we have to go through acceptance of that pain. Okay, pain or issue or whatever. So peace cannot be traded for the drama that you have in life, which means you cannot get peace from any drama of your life. From any actors of the drama also, you can't get peace. You cannot get peace from any POSC. Take that in writing. Peace is not an ingredient that they have. They are not selling peace. You cannot give yourself to them and take peace from them. You cannot give yourself to them and get happiness from them. They don't have it. They only have your reflection, and they can only give you what you have already given them. You're getting it? If you don't have peace today, they also don't have peace. So where will they give you peace if they don't have it? So don't expect it from them. You need to find peace within you through your own practices. Then they will reflect the peace that is already within you. Then they will also give you the peace because it will already be within them. Understood what I said? A post cannot already give you what you don't already have yet in your experience. Okay, so these are some of the principles that we spoke about in the last whatever. I think we've already overshot our time. Let me just take 5-10 minutes again more and talk about surrender. Surrender, like I said, is something where you are doing your duty. Do your duty, whatever may be the situation that you are in, whatever you think is the right thing to do, go ahead and do that and be mentally ready for all outcomes. When you are mentally ready for all outcomes, that is surrender. Surrender to the supremacy of God all the time because you are not in control. Okay, so let's say you are in a dilemma. I don't know whether I have to do this or I have to do that. It is because you have a desire. You have a strong desire to something. So drop that desire, then the idea of what to do will come. If you're holding on to two boats, then you can't travel in, and you're thinking that, oh my God, I need to travel in one boat, but you're holding on to that boat also, it doesn't work. So you need to first identify at that time, I have a desire towards which boat, and then leave that boat. Then whatever boat you have to travel will show up in front of you. Okay, so that is a surrender. And then spiritual routine on a daily basis is important. If you are not able to practice spiritual routine on a daily basis, at least practice doing your duty, whatever that duty is, and not having any expectations. And I said, I gave some examples of no gossiping, no this, no that, all that I told you, right? So try to follow some of those principles and try to be as pure as possible with your engagements in life. And whatever comes, accept it as if it is necessary for you to get squeezed and there is no other choice, kind of thing. So don't trade your higher frequency for any lower frequency act. All that if you do, then you'll automatically be growing. Then you're not spending time on anything, uh, puja, ye, that, this, and all. But the rate of growth will be slightly slower, but it's okay. At least you're growing. Something is better than nothing, right? So keep doing that. Okay. And then we also spoke about healthy food habits and all of that. So the more sattvic food that you have, the higher the raw, the higher the juices, the more the liquids in your body, okay, the better will be your mind also. The gut will also be well. It's like things in your body has to be flowing. That should not be clogging. The more dehydrated you are, the clogging is more, which means potty is clogged, thoughts are clogged, actions are clogged, emotions are clogged, approach is clogged, everything is clogged. It'll all cascading effect it'll have. So bring a lot more liquids into your life. At least drink some juice on a daily basis keep drinking on a daily basis, and then have fruits for breakfast as much as possible. The earlier part of the day is more sattvic. As we go to the second part of the day, it is all very tamasic. Okay, tamasic means not in a bad way, but body needs to go to sleep, no? So sleep is a tamasic activity. So body is now trying to switch off. So when you are a lot more tamasic, it is very hard to practice sattva. Unless you have a lot of practice under your belt, you cannot be very sattvic in a tamasic part of the day. For example, let's say beyond 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, if let's say I ask you to eat fruits, you will obviously say, no, I feel like having some samosa, I feel like having some pakoda, I feel like having some chips with some hot cup of coffee, all of that you will tell me. Because there is not much practice under the belt, there is not much sattva. So, which is why you need to put all of that sattvic practices in the beginning part of the day, which is juices, fruits, salads, all of that. Try to push it before evening as much as possible. At least 3/4 of your day, try to bring a lot of sattvic food, oil-free food. Even if you make chapatis, try to bring in a lot more vegetable puree while binding the chapati dough. Okay, like incorporate vegetables, fruits, juices a lot more into your life because they are all alive. Either in cooked form, at least is better than going to, let's say, the complex foods. So plant-based foods is definitely better than animal-based foods. Anything coming from an animal will always carry animals' imprints, animals' emotions, animals' memories, animals' whatever. If that is coming to you today and you are actually drinking that, it is again because of karma only. We are taking that. And slowly, as you start, if you have now, if this information is coming to you, which means you are ready for the switch. So try to incorporate. Now habits have to come, practice has to come, knowledge will come, but knowledge alone is not enough. We have to apply that knowledge because God gave me this knowledge, so which means it must be for my good. So let me start, which means you're trying to build a new discipline which will eventually become a cage and then lead you to something else, but now it has to be a discipline. So start with a lot more, let's say, raw foods. Bring, if you are eating, let's say, dosa, idli and all for breakfast, try to bring in fruits along with it, and then slowly make the cooked food less, and then try to make it a big bowl of fruits. Stomach full you have to eat. It is not like I ate it like a snack and oh, I'm still hungry and now I'm again craving for idli dosa. It doesn't work like that. If you became hungry again at 11 o'clock, again eat fruits. So as much as possible, incorporate fruits for breakfast. Throughout the day, at least drink 1 liter of juice, at least 2 to 3 liters of water. Very important. Having a lot of liquid balance in the body is very important. So 1 liter of juice, 2 liters of water, to more than two is also okay. Let's say you're having tender coconuts and all that. Yeah, you can add that in between the 2 to 3. Tender coconuts also can come in and then get added, which means if it's 4 liters and you drank 1 liter of tender coconut, yeah, no, you can drink only 2 liters of water. I'm just telling like that, okay? Liquids has to be high. Smoothies, if you say, oh, I'm drinking smoothies doesn't become liquid. Okay, smoothies is like solid food in just liquid form. But in juices, what happens? There is no fiber. Maybe because of the juice, a little bit of fiber will be there, but I'm not, in general, less fiber. So which means it is giving your body a lot of nutrition without the body having to work hard for it, which means that much of energy is saved. That much of energy it will use for cleaning you. Plus that much of liquids are flushing all your acids and other things, no? So it's important to at least bring in that first part of the day. At least till evening, try to bring in a lot more vegetables, lot more creativity in vegetables, incorporate all of that, okay, into your life. Very important, because after that you may have a lot of resistance towards incorporating that. But as this builds and consistency happens, you can slowly also shift it to this part of it. Okay, it's important. Don't give up. It's okay if you're imperfect, but do not give up. That is my humble, sincere request. Okay. Then we spoke about lifestyle. Then what else did we speak about? Try to do chanting as much as possible. Whenever we are even in the toilet, whatever, bring in like any form of chanting, right? Like Hare Rama, Hare Krishna chanting, whatever you feel like, keep chanting as much as possible. If you are not chanting, it means that you should at least be thinking God's principles, God's application, apply of knowledge, shastras, everything. Somehow God has to be there in that minute with you, either in chanting or not in chanting. Even if it's not chanting, somehow that thought, you're thinking about it, you're doing chintan about him. Yeah, how do I apply this? How do I apply that? At least you're thinking about that. Somehow it has to sort of translate to, I'm not thinking about the world. What is that person doing? He did mean things to me. All of that is now, we should not slowly get rid of that. It is a lot of negativity when God is residing within us. Let us keep offering our better versions to Him. Okay? So, any other doubts so far? I think we've covered everything. Did I leave anything from the season? Anybody? Have I covered as much as possible? I think I gave new ideas also this today. I didn't give. It just came through.
Thank you, Smita. It was very refreshing
Yeah.
today listening.
Thank
So
you so
no doubt.
much. Uh, like whatever you said, it's just reflecting what happened for me for the past 5 days. Like all the situations I handled are answered by you. The
Yeah.
way you said how you get squeezed, and then the next time when you get squeezed, how to turn the thought towards God and be in that moment. Then getting noticing the triggers from the poses, and then not reacting to it. Okay, just let it out. We don't have to raise down our frequency to go into that and get trapped again. So all that, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Is that
so
remember
refreshing.
that when we have knowledge doesn't mean we can always apply it. That is very important. We sometimes get we feel bad. Yo, I wanted to apply, but I couldn't apply. I'm trying to apply, I'm not able to apply. What else can I do? What else can I do? We are like restless. That should stop. You should remember there will always be some poses that we are not ready for yet. We have not been trained for yet. Haven't practiced for yet. We haven't accepted yet. There will always be one big chunk like that. One big chunk, we've already done it. So it'll always be like that because we are still climbing, no? We are somewhere in between. There will always be something higher, there will always be something lower. So each of us will be battling some challenge or the other, getting squeezed for some part of our life. If you look at somebody and say, oh, they are so great, they've already done everything. No, don't have that misconception. There will always be some challenge in everybody's life, which is why we are still here on earth as human beings. Otherwise, we would be disappeared and then we would have already become some devata or something like that in our astral body doing some other work in some other dimension. If I'm here, it means that I have a lot of doshas, I have a lot of squeezing to get experienced, and I have a letting go to do. And each of us have different poses. For me, this class is also one pose. All the questions are also one pose. I'm really grateful, many questions that I get, it will, I have seen a lot more, would say areas in my life where I have to apply it myself. So many such things have happened and I'm so grateful for, I think a lot of growth has happened because of the acceptance and surrender classes that is being handled here. A lot more growth has happened in my life. It helps to keep practicing some of these things. Remember that when you are not able to apply knowledge and you are not able to apply gratitude in your practice gratitude in your life, write gratitude on a daily basis. If you're not actually feeling grateful, you can't, like gratitude is not coming to you like second nature. You're not actually able to apply gratitude in every situation of your life. It means that you have not practiced enough. So we need to practice gratitude to remember what God has given to us, what all God has given to us. That remembrance, that constant training of the mind to look at God, to look at what He's given, look at what He's given, look at what He's given, to look at what He's given is very important. Because without that that ego should melt in the weight of whatever God has given. That debt, it should feel like a debt. The ego should feel that, oh my God, I have so much to give back to God. It should feel like that for ego. Then only it will bend. Otherwise, it will just think I'm the hero, I know everything. That kind of complex will be there. Because I have earned everything. I have only earned everything in my life. I have worked for this. I have worked for that. What all I have in my life is because I have earned it. All of that will be there. So if we have to melt under the debt of God. So you need to know what all He's given for that, which is why gratitude practice is very important. So practice gratitude. And if you're not even able to apply any of the teachings that have been done in this class, and you are really in a low frequency, the only thing that can save you is chanting God's name. Without putting your head into it, as if you are actually a machine. This chanting box, we get this chanting box, no, on Amazon. It'll keep chanting Om Namo Narayana, Om this, Om that, Om that, Om. All of that, it'll keep chanting. Like that, like a chanting box, we have to chant. It has no understanding of what it's doing, but we have to keep chanting, keep chanting, keep chanting, keep chanting. There will come a time when you will actually make sense of what is happening. Imagine that you were like a stone that was chanting, and then you'll become a stone which actually has proper good consciousness, a living consciousness, and then you'll be able to understand, oh, where am I? What is happening? You'll wake up. You'll not be when you are not in the state to even so much of suffering is happening in you, and you are not able to make any sense, you are not able to apply any teaching, you can't even think of God, you can't do gratitude, nothing is working, then the only thing that can save you is chanting God's name. Do it like your life depends on it. That's it. That is the only instruction I can give you. After that, it will follow. Whichever frequency you are, ideas will flow, ideas will come, you will be able to apply. Because you already listened to many things. It is there within you. Okay? Any questions? If no questions, yeah, Anju.
On sharing.
I think last few days, yeah, 1 month, I remembered you a lot. I was feeling so blessed because there's so many situations, especially with my husband, yeah. When we go out, something happens and he's last in front of everyone, yeah. So I just, without reacting, I just respond, just keep quiet. Otherwise, in the earlier times, I either used to cry a lot or there used to be a fight, everything. But this time I've just been very calm. And every time I'm calm, I just speak, thank you, thank you, thank you, Smita, for teaching me acceptance. Thank you, Smita. Yeah. Otherwise, that's I think last few, yeah. There's so many situations like this have come in the last few days. Uh, so yeah. So I
It is
always
definitely not because of me, Anju, because let's say I'm coming and talking like this, everybody should be in the same state. If everybody is not in the same state, that is because there must be something special happening inside you that is making you go to that state, able to apply and all that. So it is God's stuff only.
thank you and thank you for bringing the magic book in your life. That also is bringing me a lot of peace. When I write the gratitude, when I write about I just feel yes, there's so many. I feel so many good things in another person. That makes especially my mother, my parents. When I write about my husband, yeah. So I feel yeah, just flipping. I see the good things in them. I said yeah. Where I was complaining, I could see the good things now in them. Okay.
Yeah, very important, very important.
And one question I have, Sita. If I go to a market and I buy something thinking for someone, I buy something and come. But when I come home, especially my children, they say, okay, I like this for me, and okay, I give to them, and I give to the other person some other gift. So is that also not being integrity? Integrity,
You
yes.
can tell them that I brought this for them, but I'll definitely buy one for you and then get it for them.
No, let's say I went to an exhibition. I bought jewelry something for someone, thinking for a friend. That my daughter likes it. I said, okay, you keep it, and I'll give to my friend some other thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
So then I had a thing in another thing set the thought. Is that not being an integrity? Because I bought the set for my friend, but I gave it to my daughter. But I gave
It's
to my
okay.
friend.
Some of these things are, I think, very simple compared to lot more challenges and lot more applications that we have to do in other parts of our life. So if this you're not able to solve this riddle, let it go. Whatever you feel right, you do. Because there are other so many complex things in your day-to-day life that you can understand what to do, you're not able to apply, all that you're able to do. No, handle that first. Don't try to figure out whether this is right or no if you still can't think about it. But wherever God has already educated you about right and wrongs and what you have to apply, focus on that area. Let this go. Someday here also you will get that idea. Someday you will get that what is the right dharma to follow here. You will get that idea when you're in the right level of consciousness. So wait for that. Until then, you keep doing whatever you have to do. Yeah, because we have a lot of stuff in our life to work on, and we can't work on everything at the same shot. And typically, what is bothering us, what is disturbing us, let's focus on that first. I'm sure this is not disturbing you too much. I mean, you're like chill about it.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
okay.
But then there's other thoughts, and I did this. Okay, am I doing the right
Okay,
thing or not?
don't try to see if we are cooking up reasons. What could be the reason? What should be the thing? It'll not work. Whatever comes to our feeling about the right and wrongs and all, no, is automatically coming. We are not chasing that state. We are not chasing the answers. It has automatically come to us because we are in that frequency. In that frequency, there's a library. That library of knowledge will get opened to us, which is why we are able to think like that. So when you're ready for that, it will also come. But what you already know today and you have not practiced enough yet, keep trying, keep working on that because you know what you have to do in that area. For this, you don't know yet. So no need to think about this yet. Okay? Yeah. Any other questions? So today is the last class. I'll see when we can do the next season. Should we start immediately or maybe I can give a break and then maybe start again, no? What about Jan? Jan first week we can start up. After December, do you want such a long break?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, because I'm traveling. I have little
I
like
think we may also have to catch up on the recordings and all that. No, I'm not sure. It's see, all of these concepts are already there. All that you have to do is rewatch the recordings again and then keep applying again and again. Just because we bring a new season doesn't mean that I'm going to tell something new again. So maybe we can start off in Jan, right? Maybe
Yes,
Jan
Smita. Jan will
first
be
week.
perfect.
Jan first week, my mother's ceremony is there. First year ceremony is there. Maybe I can start after that. I'll slightly be free after that.
Yeah. Thank you, Smita.
Okay. Chalo, thank you so much. And do share your takeaways. And then if you'll have any, what do you say, feedback about this session, about this season, or anything for that matter, do share in the group so that people will get motivated to practice some of these things. Whatever your practices are, do share that. I know it's challenging to keep writing, but yeah, either way, just share.
I practiced a lot of surrendering and saw a lot of magic, even if it is a little thing.
Ah,
What I do
I
is I
remember
immediately,
you have changed a lot because the very first time I think you asked a question, you were talking about how difficult it is with your parents and
the
with your
last year,
sister
last December,
last December. Yeah, I remember. And
and now,
from then to you were so disturbed. You were trying to even go out of the house, no, during that time.
even
Yeah.
now, the such things will happen. What I do is wherever you are, you just create that space. That's what I used to tell to myself. So we cannot go out and create. If you're not,
Mm.
if you're not putting into that situation to create that space, then create where you are. And that's when
Yes,
I
yes,
started,
yes, yes.
created and then pulled myself. Then whenever I surrendered, I've been turned into situations like going and helping helping animals, then
Mm.
doing service in the temple. Whenever I surrendered, this happened. So yesterday, the whole day, I just surrendered. Yesterday was a surrender day as well. People were saying 11, 11,
Mm-hmm.
they said. But I don't believe in all the 11, 11. But in the self, I believe so much. Bringing the centered, bringing things into the centered space. Then, uh, when I was just sitting in the park, one lady came and she gave that small Bible and said, Jesus loves you. I was
Mm-hmm.
so surprised, and I just took my phone to see the time, and it was 11:11. Because
Mm.
my
Beautiful.
friends sent messages to surrender during that time. And again, I went to temple, did service. The whole day went so good. I was just roaming and roaming, called by one of the community friends, and went to Hare Krishna Mandir, then to a lot of temples.
Very nice, very nice. See, what
Yesterday.
I've noticed is the more we start to go to a higher frequency, we see some of these repeating numbers. And for me,
Yeah.
although there are lots of interpretations on the internet about those numbers, what I took it as an opportunity to just practice gratitude. So when I see these numbers, I only pause at that moment and I just turn to God and I just thank Him. That's all.
What I
And
do.
then in 2022, when I took those gratitude classes, they also shared something called 369. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock rule,
Uh,
369
do
rule, they
uh,
would say.
do that
Rule.
gratitude, right? I have alarms for that even now. So it's 2025. So and I still practice that gratitude rock. Is still under my bed from last 3 years. And then I also practice as 369. So since then, I've been keeping alarms in my phone. So every time it's 3 o'clock, every time it's 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, even now that alarm rings. And wherever I am, I pause and I just say one word, one sentence of thank you. Even if it is just that thank you for your love, kindness, and support. That's it. Just that much I say. Thank you, God, for your love, for your kindness, and for your support. And then I move on. So it is just that 1 minute from the world, I'm just switching to God. At least 3 times I switched, or 4 times I switched. So
And
like this.
also the word service, okay, I'm doing this service to God. This is the
Yeah.
line you will say. whenever the poses come up with reaction, I will just remember you say, okay, I'm doing this service for God.
Yeah, do this.
Even though if it was there were
See,
difficult
we
times.
learn the focus in our life is to become a good servant of God. A good servant. If you and we have seen maids, or we've seen people who are working for us. How do you expect them, if you want, if that nature of them is very good, they will do everything for you without you actually reminding them about it. They will only think what is the right thing to do here, and they will think, and it will actually be for the favor of the house. Like that you need to be. Which is what we say doing it for God's happiness means. If somebody is doing it because, oh, I know she's going to feel very happy, I'm going to do this for her. I'm going to do this. For example, many times, let's say other people doing things for you because you like it. They know you like it. Ah, I know she likes rasgulla. Sorry, I know she likes, let's say, mango rice. So I'm going to make mango rice for her. It's more like that. I know God will like it if I practice these things. I know He will like it if I stay in acceptance. I know He'll like it if I do this. So it's like, why would you do something for such a person? Because you've already practiced gratitude. You know that you are under his debt. He's done so much for me, and all I can do is at least practice some of these things to make him happy. Because he has everything with him. What can I offer? Whatever I have is already his. Even if I offer the food that I'm eating to him before I start eating, we should start with, this food is also yours only. I'm just offering this to you because you're teaching me humility. It's more like that. So we can't give him anything except for the attitude, the servant attitude. Servant might feel very low grade, kind of very low profile, but the thing is, it it is a it is a role which actually has a lot of humility. A person can be very humble in that role because you're serving a master. And humility cannot be learnt otherwise. If you are a master, you cannot be humble. Humility comes only when you bend. Humility comes only when you surrender your feet at somebody's thing, which is why we do namaskaram and all now. When we do namaskaram, we are actually, they say that when elders come into your house, get up and do namaskar. You're just standing up from your place and then doing namaskar. Because there's an energy shift that happens. So there is a lot of explanation behind that. They say that if we don't get up, our energy is not shifting to the right place, and humility is not coming within us. If we just sit and do namaskaram, it's a different sort of energy. If we do stand and do namaskaram, it's a different sort of energy. Only when we stand and do, which means you are giving respect and then doing, no, that energy shift that we experience is apparently different. So there's a lot of science behind it, but of course we may have to really read a lot into the Shastras to understand it, remember it, and all of that. See, I remember it, but I don't remember it enough to be able to, God did not give that memory enough to be able to share it the exact way that I heard. But it is there in my head like a practice that I have to follow, and I'm following. There's a lot to learn, and definitely He's going to give us all these opportunities to not just hear. First of all, opportunity has to come to hear. Then we will hear. Then we will not just hear, but remember. That is also His grace only. Then not just hear and remember, but also be able to have that energy to apply it, and that too consistently. So that's a lot. That's a lot of grace that we need from Him. So, which is why I said knowledge alone is not enough. Application of knowledge only is everything. And then after application of knowledge, I did it should not come. So that is also another thing. He did it through me. Again, that humility has to come. The servant has to feel, master did it through me. It's his mango grove only. Like that. Okay.
Thank
Chalo,
you so
thank you so much. Thank you so much for the season. Let's meet in January.
Thank you.
Practice.
Thank you, buddy.
Practicing. Who's that? We have a mail also. I didn't expect anybody. Okay, thank you so much for whoever attended the class, whoever is seeing the recording. I'm grateful for your questions. I'm grateful for your feedback because I'm learning through that. If there are no questions, then I don't know, maybe I don't have triggers. I have enough at home, maybe that's why. God is balancing. Chalo, thank you so much. Be blessed.
Thank
Let's
you
meet.
so much.
Bye.
So thank you, Smita.
Thank you. Thank you.